What's up, guys? It's your boy NCSO7 here doing my review video on Dreams. Now, you might be wondering what Dreams is, and I'll explain that in a minute. But I want to talk about this game because I got this game last weekend, and holy God, is this game fun. So, let's get right into it and start off with the presentation and graphics. Now, this game is kind of a collection of games. The game can be described as that of a game creation tool. Think of something similar to that of like Unity or something like that, except it's way easier to actually develop in it. Okay, seriously speaking, it's not really like that. Think Super Mario Maker. It's a game creation tool where you can make levels and games, but it's fun to do it. And you can also play other people's levels as well, and you can actually play those online, and you can even make your own levels, and you can upload those online as well, which is awesome. And you can do stuff from like just making a scene, or maybe making like an entire game. Some people have made some crazy things in Dreams that honestly blow my mind still to this day. It is just so good. And the game's graphics, I mean, the game looks great. Hell, all of the games now, some of the games do vary in terms of their graphics and lighting and like what's there, considering you can make models and whatnot. So not everything will look good in every single game, but the game honestly overall looks really decent. I don't have much to say. I mean, it's a game released in 2020. Of course it has good graphics, especially coming from Sony themselves. And story, well, we can skip over that as there isn't really a story. The story is just to get the best developer. But let's get into the gameplay. The gameplay, I've already talked about this a little bit before, but there's two types of games modes, I guess you could say: dream surfing and dream shaping. Dream shaping is basically the creation tool in the software. Essentially, this allows you to make your elements and your scenes and your games and, well, your dreams, I guess you could say. And you basically go into like these worlds and you make these, whatever it is, you can make stuff. You can use various tools that are given to you by the game developers, or models and assets that already exist online that other people have made, which is actually so cool because it actually helps me make some of my levels. It actually makes me make way more creative levels than I would have if I wasn't limited to developer items. Really cool, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. And then we get into dream surfing, and this is where you basically can play other people's games. And holy damn, some of them can be a bit but there are some great ones, such as The Pilgrim. It is like, there are so many good games on Dreams. I would really recommend checking them out. They all differ in terms of how they function, but needless to say, the gameplay wise, Dreams is great. Although I do have one minor complaint. When I did first play the game, it did feel weird making my levels, because like you may have noticed, like the thing in the middle, thing in the middle of the screen. This is basically what you use to basically select things, and you move it around using the motion controls of the DualShock 4 controller. And yes, I did mention motion controls, so it can be a little bit weird using it at first. However, I don't think it's too bad after a while, because it still can be used really well. Although that can definitely be a turnoff for making levels, but I still think there are so many great games to play, and the fact that it's not that serious of a game doesn't really take away anything. Honestly, it just takes some time to get used to. But overall, gameplay wise, Dreams has great gameplay, going through the game creation tools and the games themselves. And control wise, I mean, I kind of already mentioned before, you use the motion controls to turn stuff around and whatnot. Really not a lot to say. I'm not really going to explain it, but overall controls are responsive, as they should be in a 2020 game. Next, the content. Honestly, I don't even have to say much. Considering it's a game creation tool, the game basically never ends. I'm dead serious. You can, not only are there's so many games online that you can play for unlimited hours on end, but you can also make your own games and levels for unlimited hours on end. So game content wise, and for $40, which is what I paid for the game, really solid deal. It really gets you used to being a game developer, and it's fun. And yeah, soundtrack wise again is made through the game creation tool. The music that's actually in the game, like that isn't by other people, isn't the best. The music in Dreams isn't necessarily my favorite. It's just kind of generic and whatnot, but all of that is forgiven when you can notice all of the tracks from so many games. Because when you're designing levels, you can actually place a block in your level that will actually play a certain song. And some people have done great jobs at actually getting over various music from other games. Whether it's Mario, Zelda, Persona, all kinds of games. People have been able to get the files for the music onto Dreams, and holy snap, and it doesn't even sound poor either. Either they're remixed through Dreams music tool, or they're just ripped straight from the game itself. Really, really solid. Soundtrack wise, so overall, I mean, the actual soundtrack isn't the best, but all of the fan music really makes up for it in the fact that there's so much music you can work with from other games. It's crazy. And now, finally, to the final thoughts. Great wording me. Overall, this game, if you haven't played Dreams yet and you own a PS4, what the hell are you doing? Why don't you just get the game? It's $40, so it isn't the full price game, and it's so much fun. It is a game creation tool, so there is that. Not everyone will necessarily want to make games. They'd rather play them, and that's completely fine. But the fact that you can play so many games, and granted, some of them are my first creation in Dreams, please like. There are so many good games in there, and games that go past one screen, that I honestly don't really see the problem. On my scale of 0 to 10, I give this game an easy 9 out of 10. And that pretty much does it for this video. Do you guys agree with this review? Make sure to like and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments if you guys would actually want me to play this game on stream someday, because I'd be willing to do that if you guys want me to. And with that aside, I hope you guys all have a great day. Peace out.
It's showtime! Did you enjoy the show? Well, time for the highlight.